What's happening, Boot Junkies? Mike Delgadio here, back with another video on home studio setup for voiceover. And in last video I posted, it was about a radio commercial, a TV commercial that I was working on, where they wanted me to do different takes with a contemporary, like a modern mic, and I had my condenser mic here, and also a vintage mic. They were trying to do like an old-timey delivery. Don't know what they're going to end up going with, but I gave them a bunch of different takes. But I asked during that video if you'd like to see how I made the vintage mic that I used. And I'm happy to show it to you. What I made was a dynamic microphone out of parts you probably have sitting around your house. It's a very specialty. It's a niche mic. You wouldn't use it for voiceover all the time, but you might use it in certain circumstances because it does have a very vintage, old-timey, lo-fi feel to it. So you might use it for a particular aspect of a song or a particular effect. To try and show how I would use the mic, I made a quick movie this afternoon, and I included the audio from my homemade microphone. So take a look. It's only a minute and a half.
Spring. A time for when flowers are in bloom, the weather is warm, and the thoughts of young couples. Take young Lorraine and Skip here, a couple wholesome youngsters. For fun, Skip likes to read. Lorraine likes to dream. What is Lorraine dreaming about? Let's see. Feet. That's right. Feet. Our Lorraine has what we call a foot fetish, and all she can think about is Skip's feet, fantasizing about him powdering his feet with his promise ring on, and even inspecting them with tongue depressors. Tongue depressors? Really? Tongue depressors. Lorraine spends entire days thinking about Skip massaging his feet in the shower, which, of course, makes Skip horny.
Brother.
Oh, brother is right, Skip. 23 skidoo, Skip. 23 skidoo. And Skip and Lorraine live happily ever after in their separate beds. Good night, Skip. Good night, Lorraine.
So there you have it. That was straight out of the microphone. There was no EQ. There was nothing done to that audio. There were additional sound effects, like I had the film hiss and stuff added to it because this mic is actually really quiet by its nature. But it was exactly as it comes out of the microphone. So this is the microphone, and I made it out of the guts of an old transistor radio. And this is from, I don't know, maybe the 50s, I think, because it's AM only. And I got this for like $2 at a yard sale. And I just got it specifically for the case and the speaker, because that's what I wanted. I wanted a speaker that I could turn into a microphone. It had a headphone jack, one of these old mono headphone jacks that I changed to have a guitar jack, and it's a guitar jack that I picked up on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description to. There's not much in the way of parts to this. You'll see there's not much in the way of parts, but there was a guitar jack that I added, so that way I could just plug something in. You could also wire a cable right out of this if you wanted to. But let's talk about the guts of this thing. It's so easy to make. You probably have the parts now. So you need a case of some sort. It doesn't have to be a radio. You need a case. And you need a speaker. A small, low-power speaker would be best. So watch, I'll open this. So it opens. This one just pulls apart. That's just the back. And inside, I have it stuffed with, this is just fiberglass, like house insulation that I have in. And you can see there's no radio left in my radio. There's just the speaker. The speaker has a positive and negative lead that get electrical tape. I didn't even solder this because I'm so bad at soldering, and I'm actually pretty lazy when it comes to this stuff. But I just electrical tape the leads from the speaker, and I electrical taped them directly to the contacts on the guitar jack. And the guitar jack just screws into the case. That's it. There's like no build to it. There's just connecting wires from the speaker to the guitar jack, and the guitar jack goes into your interface. And that's it. The way your microphone will sound is dependent on this speaker. Now, you may be able to find like a modern speaker that's very lightweight and has a greater range to it. 50 hertz to 1,000 hertz or something like that. And it will sound different. Every mic that you make by hand is going to sound different. They're all going to sound pretty lo-fi, but they're all going to sound different. And it's based really on the speaker that you choose. So how does this work? Well, it turns out, and I'm going to grossly oversimplify this, one, because it's not my area of expertise, and also you don't really need to know it. But how does that work? Why does a speaker work as a microphone? Well, it turns out that a speaker and a microphone capsule really aren't that different. They're just sort of two applications of the same design. A speaker is a coil that's a coil of copper wire that's around a magnet. So there's a magnet floating inside a coil of wire. And it turns out that when you apply voltage to that coil of wire, the more voltage you have, the more it makes the magnet move. And it pushes the cone, and the cone pushes the air, which you hear. And so as you adjust the voltage very quickly, it makes that speaker move. And you adjust the voltage in accordance to whatever frequency it is. So you would adjust the voltage very quickly in a small amount for a very high frequency, and a larger amount less frequently for a bass note. It turns out that process also works in reverse. So as your voice hits the speaker and makes the speaker magnet move, it creates voltage in the coil, and that voltage varies, and it goes down into the interface, and the interface reads that voltage as different frequencies. They're just backwards. You could use like your earbuds as a microphone. It's also, they say, how the NSA listens to you in certain ways, because they can listen to your laptop speakers. You don't even have to have your microphone on. Awesome. But that's all there is to it. So you just need to hook a speaker up to it. And you could glue a speaker into some PVC so you can, put a tunnel, have it be in a tunnel. You can create all sorts of different types of microphones for different effects. And that's all there is to it. So go grab a wire, a guitar cable, a speaker, and something to hold all those parts together. Go build yourself a microphone and record something amazing.